How y'all doing today? My name's Ayin. Today's topic of discussion is going to be, do you hear me? Do you hear me? When I think about this, I'm thinking about sometimes when we're talking to people and they may be in our closest of our most innermost circles. And on some things, they act like they know you and they know you well. And then on some things, it's just like, you never knew me at all. Like, do you hear me? Do you hear me when I'm talking to you? I'm telling you things that I may be working on, things that I'm trying to change, I'm trying to do. And I've talked about this in my book, and I've talked about this in my videos. This is the reason why I say you have to take a different approach to it. Because when you're working on things with you, you keep them personal. But one of the things that had me even arrive to that conclusion of keeping things personal, keeping your goals personal, keeping things to yourself when you're working upon you, is because I've tried that. I've tried that where you're talking to a person and maybe they're trying to get you engaged in something that you don't have time for. And you're trying to be respectful and letting them know, hey, look, I don't have time for that because I'm doing whatever it is that I'm doing. And you kind of go into explaining in hopes that by you talking and being honest and sharing with this loved one or this close family member, hey, I'm doing what I'm doing, for them to go, oh, okay, you're doing, oh, I didn't even know. I didn't even know, thank you for your time and respect that. But instead, they don't. It's just like, yeah, I heard you. But in so many words, they're saying, I don't care what you're saying. I'm still asking what I'm asking. Then that's where the problem lies. Because then when you do that, now I'm getting frustrated because I just kind of feel like, you're being a jerk. You're spitting in my face in so many words. You're saying that what you have to do or what pertains to you is more important than what I have to do. Then you're in this struggle with, whose things that they have going on is more important than the other person's. And you're frustrated, and it may lead to an argument and just a whole lot of stuff that you don't want to hear. So when I think of, do you hear me? When I'm asking, do you hear me? When you're talking to a person, and like I said, you don't have to give anybody an explanation behind anything that you're doing. But when you're talking to a person and you expect them to somewhat be in tune with some of the things that you're doing and respect boundaries and whatnot, if you're giving that call on, do you hear me? And you may not even have to necessarily say, do you hear me? It may be certain ways that you speak through your dialogue, let you know, no, I can't accommodate you in the way that you're wanting to be accommodated now, or, I'm tied up. And like I said, not even going into a whole lot of detail, but you're letting the person know I'm not available for the spot that you're trying to stick me in. You may have to ask that question, do you hear me? Not out verbally. You can take it to yourself and go, Now, I've done this to see if they're in tune on what I'm saying that I have to do and accomplish. Do you really hear me? Or are you just really hearing yourself talk? At that point, when you're able to ask that question silently, like I said, this is not something that you have to ask of the other person to say, did you hear what I'm saying? That's not what I'm saying. When you're thinking about that, does this person really hear me? Or do they just really still hear whatever agenda that they're trying to push? Okay, I know what I have to do in the future or at this point because they can only see them right now. So I need to back it up, get back to being me, get back to my bubble of being my bubble so I don't have to come out of my character and act ugly. So this is an important question to ask when you're looking at people up off in your circle. If people that are up in your circle, if they really hear you, if they really know you, are they listening? And then in turn, it's good for you to ask for them. Do you hear them? I often talk about this in a lot of my other videos when I say you have to put back in on your circle. The same people that you're leaning on to, confide in, that and to look to help pick you up on, moments that you're feeling down or to figure things out. You got to put in on that. Because a lot of the times, like I said, when you're going through things in your life, when you're going through them, the most important person in the world that it's important to is you. Don't you think other people feel the same way? So it begs you to ask that question on, do you hear me? And I'm not talking about, oh, well, the person don't hear me, I'm going to write them off. We're not friends. This is how it is up off my life. But know how to rewind things up so you're not getting frustrated with them. And believe it or not, if they're really in tune with you on certain things, they may even start to ask you questions. They may notice that you're kind of backing up. And then maybe it's an opportunity. I mean, it's opportunity for you all to talk and say, well, you know, I just wasn't because, you know, this is what was going on between us. I know with one friend, I had a situation where, especially when I was writing the book, when I would kind of share some of the information with, and they would go right on talking like I never said anything. And sometimes, you know, when I'm just talking, you know, especially since I keep a lot of things to myself and personal, I like to express some of the things that I'm doing, some of the encouraging things. Sometimes I know people could find encouragement in some of the positive things that you're doing. And I remember, you know, it'd been a couple of times where I'd mentioned something, and they never made like any reply. So I didn't mention it anymore. I was just like, oh, okay. I wasn't like, you know, all curled up in the fetal position like my feelings was just hurt. I was just like, oh, well, you know, they don't care. Wasn't until a family member had called me on one occasion, and they were telling me, I just want to tell you, man, I'm really happy on what you're doing. I know the other things you get planned down the road. And it was just talking, and it was just such a breath of fresh air, and it was just so encouraging. And this is a person that I talk and I confide everything with. And this other person, they got in wind of it, and you could kind of tell, even though it wasn't said, they felt a little like they were sidelined, like, I didn't even know you were this far along, or I didn't even know that you were doing this, or, you know, you weren't sharing some of these things with me. And I didn't go into any big explanation on, oh, it's because, you know, you act like you don't want to hear it. I was just like, oh, you know, I just kind of acted like I was as surprised as they were. Because I'm just like, you know, you never took any interest. It was another time, I remember I got a phone call from another friend, and it was a long distance phone call. Well, it's not a such thing as long distance now. It was a call from many other states away. And one thing I want to kind of preface this by saying, every time that this person calls, like if I'm not able to get to their call in time, or if I miss their call, I call them back. I won't get calls for, it may be weeks or months on end. And when we finally do connect back up, it was, oh, okay. I was trying to call you because we were over here and I was trying to let these people talk to you, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, in any case, they were talking on the phone. We were on the phone talking. We were talking for maybe about an hour. And I was letting them know some of the things that, very small things that was going on up off my life, not really going into any detail. And they would tell me about everything that they were doing. The children, other members of the family, letting me know how things had changed from, you know, the last time that I was around. I mean, they went into all of these details. And I was like, oh man, you know, this is awesome. I engaged them and met them where they needed to be met on every part of the conversation. So with this person or these people that were on the phone, I figured, you know, man, I want to, you know, since I'm toward the end of the book, I wanted to kind of share a little piece of it with them. See, you know, just get some, you know, input up on what I'm doing, you know, is encouraging. Maybe, you know, it could be upbuilding it with them. And I was like, hey, do you mind if I read you a paragraph up out of the book or a page? Now, we've been on the phone maybe an hour. And then we getting ready to go somewhere. Look, I tell you what, if you want to send me a preliminary copy and, you know, I can look over that book, you know, I will. If you want to send me a free copy, I can read over it. They don't know, as they were talking and they were going down this long stretch of everything that they were saying, I'm saying to myself, I ain't sending you nothing. I'm not sending any preliminary copy. That's not what I asked you. I just asked if I could share this piece of what I'm giving you here up on the phone. And you're giving me every reason for what. So what are you going to be doing in about 45 minutes to an hour? I'll call you back because I'm going to, you know, It's been 8 months. 8 months. Now, it doesn't bother me. And what's so funny is, the book is finished now and up on sale. It'll be up on sale at the point that I'm doing these videos. And I'm just like, oh, there was opportunity for me to share a piece of what I was wanting to share with you, and you didn't even hear me. Or you heard me and you didn't even care. So all I'm saying, so like I said, and you have to roll with it. This is the reason why I've done a lot of the videos on saying not basing your success on what others think. Don't worry about pats on the back. I wasn't looking for pats on the back. I kind of considered, well, not kind of, I considered these people, really close in my innermost circle. And with that, I when I sat there and I just kind of thought about that, man, look, I listened to everything that you said up on the phone. You told me about everything from A to Z, about stuff that didn't even pertain to us. And I just wanted to give you this little piece of me, and this is what I got up off in return. So, and like I said, even if you did have to go, I didn't get a call back in 45 minutes, didn't get a call back in an hour, didn't get a call back in a day, week, month, been 8 months. So, with that being said, like I said, you have to have your mind set up on whatever it is that you're wanting to do, whatever it is that you're wanting to sit out and accomplish. And you have to be in tune with yourself first and foremost and those others around you. And like I've said in numerous amount of my other videos, a lot of this comes down to you asking yourself questions. So you'll be able to, decipher on who you have around you, what's really up off in your circle, what you're, putting out is conducive to your growth, and just keeping you on the path to the best of doing you. Because remember, like I said, being a better you is not only a better you for you, but it's a better you for others. So I just wanted to take time out to, discuss that with you. Do you hear me? And in case a person doesn't hear you, you don't have to necessarily confront them with it. Maybe a time will arise down the road where you all can have a conversation on whether you really hear me or not. So that's my take on it. My name's Ayin. Till next time, stay encouraged, avoid being discouraged. You have a good one.